do think of Davina as she's a positive person. She tries to lead by example, and she's such a sort of cheerleader for other people. And the thought of her not being happy is realistic, because we can't all be happy.
But the thing is,
but faking it for other people's sake is so sad.
Yeah, but she's a TV presenter, and part of being a TV presenter is being happy, isn't it? That's what you've got to do. You can't sit and be miserable.
Not if you're Janet Street Porter. She gets away with it.
You do sometimes yourself, I might add.
All right, pot and kettle.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bit miserable too, but I'm not actually miserable.
No. I mean, I will fake it for work, but I'm a brilliant faker. But also, what I can do is...
Take your word for that.
What I can also do is I can actually tap into being happy. I've got this really annoying thing where I can wake up miserable and go, oh, by the time I go out the front door, I'm going to be happy. And I find it and I access it, and then I'm happy with somebody, and then they're happy back, and then that's great.
That's a superpower. That's amazing.
But I do think that we tend to think of happiness as something we're supposed to all feel all of the time. But actually, for me, happiness is moments of joy that you might have scattered through the day or even just in a week. But because of, and I think it's exacerbated by the whole world of social media, everyone looks happy all the time. Well, what is happiness without sadness?
Yeah.
What is joy without misery? You've got to have both things.
Well, but you're actually doing that. You're perpetuating it by saying, today I feel miserable today, so I'm going to go out and be happy. You're faking it. Now, why fake it?
In the house?
Why can't you just be miserable for once?
Because it's not nice. It's not nice.
No, I don't believe people are happy
or in the makeup
What
room.
Nadia's trying to say is when you know, nobody enjoys being sad and miserable, and it's OK to accept that once in a while you're going to have a down day. But I think to be able to pull yourself up out of that gloom, rather than just like, you know, dwelling in it, is a good thing, right? Looking at glass half full instead of half empty. I mean, I get a lot of joy out of making people happy. You know, if someone's down, I like to lift their spirits, and it's just about kind of being kind.
What if they don't want that? Then you're just annoying.
I wouldn't go up to a complete stranger in the street. It would be someone that I know really well and that would appreciate, because people know that that's...
Don't ever do it to Carol. Don't try.
She doesn't want it.
I get it. I totally get it, and I do think there are some people out there that strive just to be happy.
And it's hiding to nothing.
It's a very unrealistic goal. It can't happen.
People that are striving to be miserable make everyone else miserable around them.
I'm not striving to be miserable. I'm not miserable. I'm a very happy person. I'm extremely happy.
I just think there's enough bitter
but I don't.
hate.
I might not look it. Might not go
misery out there.
all the time.
I think it's lovely and refreshing that someone should be interested in someone else, you know, making their life a little bit happier. Even if it just means smiling at someone, you end up getting a smile back and you've lifted someone's spirit.
But if you're walking around...
You, Carol, I would say you are very... What you're saying is, and sometimes that can be difficult, but you are a very authentic person. You wouldn't, for the sake of it, pretend to be happy in a situation that you weren't. You never compromise yourself.
Well,
but if everyone was like that, the world just couldn't keep turning.
No, and everybody would get sick. Everyone would be ill because it's too much work trying to be happy all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, if you say to me, if I come in and I don't particularly look very happy and I have got a naturally miserable face, sorry about that.
I like that. I like that about you.
And you say to me, cheer up. That really does put me in a bad mood. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not actually miserable. I'm happy. My life is great and everything is good.
You are very joyful. You
don't like Davina. You know what Davina was like. Like you say, she was always very positive and very, yes, everything's great. Everything's great. And when you know now that deep down it wasn't, and that's terrible.
But the thing is, I 1000% appreciate where she's coming from, because I'm very like her.
You're a bottler.
I'm a bottler. I am. And also, it's so funny because I jotted down there some of the words that you used about Carol: authentic and no compromise. And that's normally, you know, seen as quite a positive thing. But when you're authentically just kind of putting out grumpiness, you're not necessarily talking about you. I have to very quickly say that. Not really caring whether it affects anybody else. I would rather not do that. And I would rather just paint on a smile and cope with things that I'm going through.
Well, go be on your own then. I mean, I get grumpy on my own.
I get grumpy on my own.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
It's important to have those moments
Or
where you
unhappy
can,
on my own.
whether it's you've got an excuse, it might be the time of the month, or it might just be simply, you know what?
Well,
I
you
can't
can use that
explain why
excuse.
I'm feeling down.
We've gone past that.
We can't.
People know me well, my husband, my kids, friends, whatever, they'll go, you're right, Penny, because they're used to seeing me happy. And if I'm not, I don't know why, I'm just feeling that way. And they go, that's OK, you know, because they know I'll snap out of it.
okay to say.
Yeah.
It's OK to be down.
But also to sort of wrap it up as well, you know, it's been very well documented that Davina's going through a really difficult time. I know what it's like to go through that difficult time. And sometimes what gets you through it is actually helping other people and being brighter.
Faking it to make
and,
it.
yeah, and putting that smile on.
Getting the endorphins back into your body.
Or also it distracts your mind from the truly awful blackness that is going on inside your own head. And I find that works for me. And I'm just sending, I don't even know the lady, but sending you lots and lots of love.